Hey guys, it's Kaylor. Welcome to the YouTube channel. This week is week 8 of the Weekly Design Challenge. The Weekly Design Challenge is a challenge I host on my Discord server. There will be a sign up link down in the description. And if you'd like to know more about this, there is a video on the screen now. And I also have some more information in the Discord as well. So this week I've picked a handful of designs to showcase and critique in this video. So let's take a look at this week's theme. This week's theme was to create a colorful landing page. That was all of the information that I gave you guys. I just wanted to see color in use here. So that's what we're gonna take a look at. So let's go ahead and start looking at some designs. All right, so first up this week, we have a design submitted by Lucas Nabholz. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Again, if I mispronounce anyone's name in this video, I apologize. So with this design, you've got a nice bluish green color here in the background. I can't remember this color name ever. Is it turquoise? I don't know. But anyway, you got that in the background, and then you've got this nice cropped out image of a woman wearing some heavy winter clothing, which makes sense for the mountain range to be in the background. That looks pretty good. So on this one, as far as my critique goes, I would work on adding some kind of call to action here at the start. So when the user loads up this page, they're going to want to immediately either scroll through this page or they're going to look exactly for what they want. So I would have some kind of button here that's going to allow you to see what you're advertising, which is outdoor clothing. So you can view the latest collection right off from the start. So you got the navigation covered up here at the top. That looks good. As far as these buttons over here, I guess this is some kind of paging. I'm not real sure why they're highlighted like this. So I would have to see that working in the website to understand that a little bit more. But scrolling down, I'm not a huge fan of this hard cutoff here. You can do something in Photoshop where you kind of fade this in somehow, maybe with some brush patterns or just kind of fading it in. Like that harsh line right here really removes from that cool mountain range aesthetic you have going on. And then as you scroll down, it's cool that you have the clothing kind of floating here. It looks very modern. I'm just not a huge fan of these lines running down. I understand they're probably to make you scroll, but I'm not a huge fan of those, mainly because the mountain range is cut off. That line with this axis just is clashing a little much with me. So mainly I would work on fixing the mountain range, and then you could adjust some of the other things in the design. So thank you for submitting that. Lucas has a Behance link down in the description. So this next one was submitted by Atman body. And on this one, I really like the kind of wavy, it looks almost 3D because you have this wave and then this wave below it. I don't know if that was intentional, but it kind of looks like it's like a slice of something here. That looks really cool. And then the illustration blends really well with that because of the colors that are highlighted in that kind of matching with the gradient that you're using. As far as a critique goes on this one, there's just a few small things I think you could do to really take this to the next level. So first off, with the navigation, since you have so many pages, I would reduce the amount of spacing between this, because if you look at it here, you're starting the navigation on the right hand side and it's going, here's about halfway, I would say. It's going all the way over to about here. So maybe this looks like maybe 120, 100 pixels. Maybe shrink that to like 50 or 40, I think would be a really nice touch. Or try to figure out how to do the navigation a little differently since you have so many links. And then the second thing is right here, the gradient on this, I feel like it's just a little bit too strong. It's kind of almost removing the edge of the button there just because it's kind of like blurry because of the blur on the background. And then the height of this paragraph text, the line height is just a little bit too high, so I would kind of cut that in half. So just those small 3 things is all I have for you, so I hope you found that helpful. Atman has a Behance link down in the description. This one was from Osma Albana. And on this one, I really like the colors that you're using. This mint color looks really good with the ice cream cone. It reminds me of mint ice cream. So that's really nice. And I really love the scoops of ice cream you have here on the side. And then the ice cream cone here with this button overlaying that. That all looks really nice. I think the colors that you're using in this design, the yellow, this mintish green, and this reddish color, I think they really look like something you would see on an ice cream place. So that branding's pretty consistent with that. So as far as a critique goes on this harsh line right here is really throwing me off, so I would remove that. And then the navigation, probably bump that up about 50, 60 pixels. It just looks like it's too far down, so that's kind of looking a little funky for me. On the left-hand side, I would work on your typography and this kind of section in general. So I would take the logo and put it up here, and maybe take this best choice text. I don't know if this is supposed to be a button, but it kind of looks like one. So I would take this text and just put it up here as the H1, and then maybe have some information about it, and just remove this rectangle because it is kind of making it look like something you can click on. And you have this nice button down here at the bottom, so that's kind of throwing me off just a little bit. So that's my critique for you. I hope you can find that helpful in some way. So thank you for submitting it. Osma has a Behance link down in the description. All right, this next one was submitted by, I believe this is just a username, and I don't know how to pronounce this, so it's jmscmbs. And there is no social media links, so if you can give me one of those, I'll put it in the description for you. So I like the design, but I put this in here because I wanted to give you two things of feedback. I've watched the video that you supplied, but in the video I'm just going to put the image so I can kind of point at things a little bit easier. First off, the red in the background, the saturation on that is a little too bright. I would take this red that you're using here and kind of put that in the background because it's a little harsh on the eyes. I think the other colors, the blue and the yellow, looked good when you were switching the bottle. And then the second thing for you is the button jumping around as you click these dots. For UX, I'm going to say I wouldn't do that. I think it's a cool idea, but I just wouldn't do it because I'm not a huge fan of a button that a user is actually going to be using, jumping around the page. So I want to give you another option, I guess. So I had the idea of you can have the typical arrows here on each side, and you click that and the bottles kind of shift. Or you could do something really cool and notify the user in some way that they can actually select the bottle. So if they wanted to view the yellow, they could click on that and then it would shift into position up here in front. So however you could do that, that would be cool. Whether the user highlights over the bottle and it kind of just adds like a subtle outline over it, notifying them that they can click on it. Or you could do it a number of ways, but I think that would be really cool and it would be very unique if you did that. So that's my two critiques, just the button moving around I'm not a fan of, and the red in the background is just a little bright. So I hope you found that useful. Again, give me a social media link and I'll supply that in the description for you. So thank you for submitting that. All right, so for the last one for feedback today is from Pramod Paudul. And on this one, I think the illustration looks really nice here, and I like these waves you've got going on down here at the bottom and how they're kind of overlapping there. The only thing I have for critique on this one is the background color. Everything else looks really good. It's just the background color I feel like is a little out of place because of the yellow. You're using that nowhere else in the design that I can see. So I would either switch this to a blue gradient to kind of match the illustration a little bit more, or go with this gradient here you're using and maybe put the purple up top and the red down here so you could still see the waves. Just some way that you can remove the yellow because I feel like it's just out of place in my opinion. But I hope you found that helpful. So thank you for submitting this design. Pramod has a dribble link down in the description. Now here's some more great designs from this week. All right, so that is all of this week's design. Thanks for everyone who participated and who helped out in the Discord chat. So let's take a look at week 9's theme. Week 9's theme is in black and white. So black and white landing page, so no color. I want you guys to focus on spacing, character styles, and creativity to make your designs look interesting. You can't rely on color this week. So the opposite of last week. So look forward to seeing what you guys create. Again, make sure you have your designs submitted by Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the Discord. That way you have a chance to get in the video. I'll see you guys Saturday for week 9. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, consider giving it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more design related content. I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, so make sure you have that notification bell on so you don't miss a video. And as always, have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.